we do.
Yeah, but I feel like some people do the opposite of mitigating risk when they use that, let's call it that financial tactic of trying to get a date. I've seen people who would actually increase the risk by doing all that after being pretty drunk. They get drunk, they don't keep attention, they don't pay attention of how many drinks they're buying. They just like pass the credit card, they just throw the credit card at the bartender who's like, well, sure thing. And they just swipe, run up the tab, and then for a while, like everybody at the bar is now suddenly your best friend for the night. Keep buying them drinks, wake up with a hangover, check up your credit statement, and oh my god, you are in debt now.
That's right. Well, and
Forget the girl, forget anything. Your money's all gone.
it's gone. Well, here's the thing. You got to remember something. It's almost like if you're walking into an H&M and a Zara, right? Zara. I don't know if you guys have that in Canada, but Zara is like
Yeah,
a
yeah, we got it.
higher end retail store. So if you walk into Zara, right? There's an expectation if it's your first time in Zara when you walk in that it's high end clothing and you're gonna be spending a little more if you're gonna end up buying in this store. You have an expectation when you walk in there, right?
Yeah.
If you're your first time. You walk into an H&M, you're getting good quality clothes, but you're not going to spend high-end dollars more often than not if you go to an H&M in there. So what am I trying to say? A lot of times when we go into these outings, right, looking for someone, what we're doing is, especially if you don't necessarily have the means to keep up financially, you're creating an expectation to someone that you're trying to go after that this is the reality of who you are, that you have these dollars to flaunt and on a regular basis. And if it's somebody you're trying to captivate for a long term, you are creating an unrealistic expectation about your financial situation to that individual. And sometimes we get caught up, especially with millennials, right? We get caught up in the right now, the moment, and
Yeah.
we don't think too far ahead. But looking at it now, right now that I'm on the other side of the fence of with dating, and now I'm married and settled down with kids and all that, the expectations, man. Sometimes we set up these unrealistic expectations early on, and then it doesn't create long term success in a relationship.
But also, like, isn't it like, for example, here we're talking specifically about dating. If you do go all out at the start, and then you attract a girl who like is going for you specifically because she expects you're all out for that one time to be like the norm for the rest of the, let's call it, the relationship, aren't you just attracting the wrong kind of girl?
You could be. You very well could be, because if those are their expectations and realistically those aren't your long-term expectations, then you're setting yourself up for failure. So,
Mm.
um what advice do I give? That you got to stay within, especially in an outing. Let's say you're going out, right? If you're going out somewhere, you're trying to attract a female that you like, or whatever the case may be. One advice I would give to folks in general is to just stay comfortable in your reality.
Mhm.
You're not going to be able to get everybody, right? Doesn't matter how great you look, right? Doesn't matter, not everybody's has different tastes, different preferences, etc. So you're not going to swing 100%, 10 out of 10 every time.
Yeah.
So if you stay in your reality and be comfortable in your reality, then whoever falls in your zone is going to fall into your reality, and that creates more sustained success.
Also, do you feel like it's kind of a race to the bottom when you start flaunting your money? Because at the club, at the bar, in life, you're always going to see these guys. They pay too much money for their polos, too much money for their kicks. They come in flashing all this jewelry, these Ray Bans, these the caps, and all that stuff. They're throwing down all that money, and you can throw down all that money at the end of the day. But if you go up to a parking lot, a guy pulls up in a Lamborghini, all of a sudden it was kind of for nothing. Because no matter how much money you're throwing down at the bar, if no matter like how much debt you're kind of putting yourself in on your credit card, there's always going to be a bigger fish than you financially,
Always.
especially when it comes to going after the wrong woman. Because the wrong woman wants that, they want those zeros at the end of the bank account with hopefully like at least a non-zero number at the start.
That's right.
Yeah, like, So like, there's just no point into doing all of this. Me, I come from Dubai. I can drop as much money I want on Cristal, the champagne,
Oh yeah.
at a club. Get like some cute girls interested in me. The second a sheik, a
Oh
sheikh.
yeah. Oh yeah.
The second some rich businessman, the second a celebrity pulls up, she'll grab her glass, say thanks for this, whatever this is, leaves, and then that's it. So I guess that's not really a sustainable way to find a girl.
That's right.
So that's the bad, like that's kind of something you don't recommend as a dude, as a fellow bro, and as a financial coach. But if you, and this is a good segue into the next part of the discussion,
Okay.
if you want to find that partner,
Mm,
like a good quality partner, someone who's not really going to go after like broke guys, let's be honest, but who's not really like going for people like with all the like chunk of change because that's all she cares about.
sure.
How am I going to find that girl?
That's an interesting question there, George. And this question, um, the answer to this question has evolved over centuries,
Yeah.
right? Think about it. If you think about it, the answer to that question is never black and white. It's never black and white. It has continued to evolve over the course of time. Maybe centuries ago, it was within the same family, because this was,
Mm.
you were the second cousin, you were marrying the second cousin of the family. What? Because this is where it was. Then you have other arrangements with marriage and whatnot. Then of course, and as time has evolved, of course, people can go out and meet people, here and there, going out to a party, going out to a function, hanging out with friends, whatever the case may be. Then we went through a pandemic, right? And now all of a sudden, folks are meeting each other online, and sometimes the first time you meet somebody is the day you meet them at the local Starbucks, and you have been, you're hoping that this is really who the person is, and there's success with that too. So, to say where do you find the person, it continues to evolve. It continues to
Yeah.
evolve. So okay, it's hard to say a black and white answer on that. But what I will say is this. This I will say is, um, first of all, my wife, I met her at a party personally. Um, so for what it's worth, but I think more often than not, you will find who you are looking for as you're focusing more on yourself. And through that, in your journey of your improvement, in your goals, in your pursuit of your personal goals and personal gain,
Yeah, your journey.
along the way, you will find that person. It could be at a party. It could be at a family outing. It could be at a church. It could be at a bank. It could be at a grocery store. It could be online. It could be any of these places now, right? There's so many various places now, and the variety has changed where you can meet someone. But I think if you're focusing on your pursuit of what you're heading on your mission, you will find that person in the journey. So instead of focusing on finding the person, focus on yourself, and the rest will come in. That's what I believe.
So are you part of the school that says don't actively like seek out dating until you got your own stuff together? Like just focus on self development and then good things will come.
Yeah, my own little variation to that, I would say, is that be comfortable, be comfortable alone as you're pursuing your goals. Be comfortable and be prepared to be alone if you have to be alone, as long as you're
Yeah.
pursuing your goal. And then number two is that the person you find has to be along the road of where you're heading next. That's two things. If you stick to those two things, A, one of two things will happen. A, you might end up alone, but you were prepared for that, right? Or two, that person will come along and it's not a deterrence of where you were headed, that now you're getting off road, heading into the woods because you're chasing the girl that you thought you're supposed to be, and it turns out you lost a lot of time, and where did life go, and I was going here and now I'm over here. So two things. A, be prepared to be alone, but two, if you stay on your goal and on your mission, that person will have to be found along your journey where you're headed.